Thousands of protesters have gathered in Melbourne CBD once again in another weekend of demonstrations opposing the Victorian government's vaccination policies and proposed pandemic laws. The group gathered on the steps of Parliament before weaving through the city's streets with anti-government placards and flags. A heavy police presence was monitoring the demonstrators as they walked through Bourke Street Mall amid chants, whistles and drums. According to Victoria police estimates, there were 20,000 at Saturday's protest. The protesters have been calling for the Victorian government to scrap its controversial pandemic bill, which is due to be voted on in the upper house. The bill was designed to replace state of emergency laws that were used to bring in restrictions during the COVID-19 pandemic. The proposed legislation has been the subject of intense debate, attracting protests outside the Victorian Parliament for a number of weeks. Some of the protesters said they had lost their jobs over their refusal to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Today's demonstration comes a week after rallies were held across Australian cities as part of an international day of protest against COVID-19 lockdowns and vaccine mandates. Similar protests were held today in Western Australia, Sydney and on the Gold Coast. As in previous weeks, thousands of people rallied in Perth CBD. Most were opposed to vaccine mandates, while others expressed concern about the safety of COVID vaccines. The group marched from Elizabeth Quay through the city before gathering in Supreme Court Gardens. Victoria Police estimated there were about 20,000 protesters who chanted, waved flags, banged drums and blew horns as they marched from the steps of State Parliament through the CBD and then back to Treasury Gardens. Meanwhile, police said Prime Task Force detectives were investigating multiple incidents of criminal damage and the release of flares and objects thrown at police and buildings at protests throughout September. Police say on Saturday, September 18, at about 1 p.m., a man released a flare towards the police at a protest on Bridge Road in Richmond. They have released an image of a man they believe will be able to help with enquiries. On Tuesday, September 21, police say a large number of protesters gathered on foot on the Westgate Bridge. Investigators have been told a man was walking with the group beside a white utility truck before crouching down on the road and launching what appeared to be a firework towards police officers. On the same day, Tuesday, September 21, police say several people charged at the public order response team and highway patrol vehicles on Rathden Street in Carlton. Several cars were damaged. Detectives have released images of two males who they believe may be able to help with enquiries. Prime Task Force detectives are also investigating damage caused to the CFMEU offices on Elizabeth Street on Monday.